We decided that we needed an Africans for Momentum, so that we'll give Africans an opportunity to be part of the movement and part of the revolution.
When we say Africans, we mean people of African heritage. It doesn't matter whether they're from the continent, the diaspora like Britain, as long as they're of African heritage.
Building on the momentum that came out of the campaign to get Jeremy Corbyn elected as leader, and there was a lot of Africans who voted who supported Jeremy Corbyn.
They don't acknowledge us, but it's time for us to rise up.
We are like the Trojan horse. We're here. We need to make our voices heard, and we need to start changing the mindset of the people who make decisions that affect the rest of the world.
He's chaired the Liberation, which is the organization formerly known as the Movement for Colonial Freedom.
But Jeremy is a principled individual. Jeremy is a good man. And Jeremy Corbyn is very committed to struggle. And Jeremy Corbyn has shown over the last 30 years that he's been a principled, committed person to struggle, supporting working people and also supporting the international dimension of struggle. All through the years he's been in Parliament, his support for grassroots struggle, his support for people in struggle, and his support for working people. And Africans understand that.
I believe that his politics and his perspective is what we need as people, generally, but as African people born wherever you're born of African descent, we need to organise and get together because our problems, we have specific problems that we need to be addressed. And I feel that Momentum and Jeremy Corbyn can help to resolve those and move things forward.
One of the things Jeremy does is that instead of waiting in the party office, his constituency office or parliament for people to come to surgery, Jeremy goes around from corner shop to corner shop conducting surgeries in the shops of the Africans and the Asians.
He's been involved in his own constituency of actually supporting black families who have had issues with police harassment or issues regarding the police.
Corbyn, because he says no to cuts, he says no to austerity, and what he believes in, the values he believes in, it affects 95% of us.
His humility. And in Africa, we have people, our forefathers, though they were rich, they humbled themselves. Humility, he doesn't want people to suffer.
And Jeremy, as I say, gets racism. A lot of our leaders, sadly, have not. And in fact, the Labour Party, whether in power or out of power, let the whole thing about racism drop.
He has always been a serious person concerned about Africa. He's taking a lot of, he's on parliamentary committees, all party parliamentary committees which have to deal with African affairs.
Issues that are decided here in the UK affects our countries of origin. The reason people are dying in the Mediterranean is because they're trying to escape that horror which life is back home. And that horror is caused by the people here. Decisions that are made in the corridors of powers here affects people's lives in other countries.
For your voice to be heard, you need to be there. In the 80s, there were things like black sections in the Labour group. And by their activism within the party, changes came about.
I have this saying, it takes a village to raise a child. That's because we know that the community has responsibility. You don't just leave it to the parents. So individualism, I think, is not really African. It's learned behavior. I'll say Africans are very community-based people. We believe in helping each other. We believe in, relying on each other. So I would say an African is a socialist.
We want to bring peace in the world because no one wants to be treated ill-treated. So if he's got that deep in him, we have to be part of it.
As De Gaulle said, politics is too important a matter to be left to politicians. And so I know that the dynamism of the Corbyn campaign last summer has unleashed something in British politics, and Africans need to be part of it.